Welcome to the Garibaldi-Meucci Museum, the New York City home of Italian inventor Antonio Meucci and his wife Esther. On this week's episode of A Few Minutes at Meucci's, we're going to be talking about all things cannolis. Come inside and we'll have a look.
Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about the famous Italian dessert cannoli. Cannoli is a dough shell filled with ricotta cream, powdered sugar, and basically any kind of sweet treat you want. The cannoli has very interesting origins as it is a product of both Sicilian and Arabic cultures. Mixed together during the Middle Ages when Arabic travelers and settlers and everything in between were coming through Italy, trading with the Palermo region and Western Italy, and then moving on their trade routes. They brought the sugarcane with them as they were coming into these different trading ports, especially in Sicily and southern Italy as well. The Arabs brought the sugarcane while the native Sicilians, had previously used honey for their desserts, their treats, their dinners, anything like that. They used honey rather than sugarcane. The shells are interesting as well because the shells were actually made of flattened dough, and they would roll them onto a sugarcane, take them off, then either deep fry them or bake them up to the preference and the customs of that village or town. We're going to be cheating today a little bit because we did in fact buy our cannoli shells at our local bakery. They are very time consuming to make, especially in the traditional way. So we will be using these today. Today we're going to be using a 32-ounce container of whole milk ricotta cheese. So we're just going to open this up. Should be smooth, not too watery on the top. We're just going to put this into our bowl. 32 ounces is the standard amount, just in case you're making a bunch of cannolis. If you want just one, you'd obviously use less, but if you're not making cannolis for family, then why would you just have it by yourself? That's not fun. You have to share them. That's what we'll be doing today after this episode as well. We're also going to be using a half a cup of powdered sugar. We're just going to sift that in a little bit. Place that down, and we're going to mix this for quite a little bit, just so this can get a little bit more combined. And also, in the meantime, you can either get your lemon zest or orange zest, or really whatever you feel like using, ready, because we'll be doing that next. It's important to remember that this is completely up to your preference and usually up to the customs of your town. If you are in fact Sicilian or Italian, each region has a very diverse history when it comes into making food, and especially desserts. Every town usually does it just a little bit different, and that's what makes it fun when you're an Italian American, because either those thoughts and those little traditions get passed down, or we just improvise. Next, we're going to be using chocolate chips. You can either use chocolate chips or pistachios. I'm particularly a big fan of chocolate chips. It's also the safer way in case anyone has a nut allergy. You can never go wrong with too many chocolate chips. And we're just going to fold those in. And next, we are going to mix in our lemon zest. What's important, or the orange zest, it's totally up to you. What's important about this process is that we're going to just use the yellow part of the lemon, or the orange part of the orange if you're using an orange. We're also going to be very careful. This is a fun family activity, especially during the holidays. And what's really cool is that this was actually a springtime treat, especially used when we would have, what we call Mardi Gras, and also Fat Tuesday. The Italians have Carnival, and it's actually a much bigger spectacle, I would like to call it. It's a very interesting process. People have costumes, and it's all in celebration of the coming Easter season. We're going to set this down, and we're going to mix this in, fold this in rather. And actually I'm going to add a little bit more chocolate chips because you can never have too many. And we're just going to continue folding that. And then you have your cream. Okay, and so now what we're actually going to do is we're going to fill our bag. Today we're using a regular Ziploc bag. We're going to fill it with cream, and then we're going to test the size of the cut that we're going to make in the corner. So we get our bag, we fluff it out a little bit, get our cream, and we're going to try to put it to one side of the bag, just so we're not wasting any cream. And we're going to continue to fill it. In the meantime, if you feel that the sugar is just not enough and it tastes too much like cheese while you're going through with this recipe, by all means add more powdered sugar, add more chocolate chips. Recipes often depend on the village that it's originated in, but here in Staten Island we like to use sugar. So we're going to seal this off up here, shake it down a little bit. I'm actually going to fold the bag. See how there's a little bit air in it? We're just going to lay it back so that it can slide down just a little bit. And we're going to make our incision just about here. You want it enough so it's not so small that you can't fill the cannoli, but it's not so big that it's just going to run all over the place. So we're going to make the incision here. And try not to have it flip over. And earlier we actually did a little bit of a test run. So we have one half filled, and now we are going to fill the other half. We're going to squeeze it down and bring it out. And here you go, you have your cannoli. We're going to do a few more of these, and then we're going to put them into the refrigerator to let them set for a bit. And this, again, is a very easy recipe that you guys can make at home. So by all means, go ahead and make these. If you feel brave and you want to make your own shells, also do that. We always appreciate learning experiences here at the museum. And we encourage you to try these out. Make your own, do them with family and friends. They're great for the upcoming Christmas season, although they are originally made for the springtime due to the excessive amount of milk that goats would make in the southern regions of Italy during the spring because of the green pastures. That's also part of the reason why it's such a popular springtime treat there. But here in Staten Island, we like to have them for Christmas time or Christmas Eve, whatever holiday suits your fancy. And this is going to be our last cannoli. By all means, use an actual piping bag if you so choose. But today we had cannolis. And there you go. These are our cannolis. Thank you for joining us today here at the Garibaldi-Meucci Museum. That's our episode, and we hope to see you soon. Bye!